What's going on, boys? It's Clements back on the mic, back with another banger of a video. Now in today's video I'm going to be discussing about a piece of news that it could be potentially worrying and upsetting for PlayStation users that play Warzone and Call of Duty titles every year as they release. We haven't got enough official news to make a judgment on whether this is bad news long term for PlayStation players or not. It could mean nothing, but it could also mean everything, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean as I go on and talk about it in today's video. So putting up a tweet on screen right now by Charlie Intel. As you can see, it does say, breaking. Bloomberg reports that the next 3 Call of Duty games will release on PlayStation as part of the PlayStation and Activision partnership. And we already know that the PlayStation bought the rights to exclusivity for Call of Duty a few years ago, kind of like how Xbox did, and then PlayStation bought the rights over for exclusivity once the exclusivity ended, the deal ended for Xbox. So that's still ongoing, so that means that Xbox have basically no choice but to release Call of Duty on all platforms, including Sony platforms, and sway exclusivity towards PlayStation for the time being, at least until this exclusivity deal does end at some point in the coming years. So there's a new MW game coming this year and a new Treyarch game next year, which I can pretty much guess it's going to be like a Black Ops 2 reboot, kind of like what they've done with Black Ops with Cold War. That's most likely going to be the case, kind of like how this year's going to be Modern Warfare 2. And it also says at the bottom Warzone 2 is in development, which by the way I'm very excited for. I feel like Warzone was meant to be just a piece on the side of Modern Warfare when that game first came out, and it wasn't meant to be as big of a thing as it is today. So I think with them knowing that Warzone is the moneymaker for Activision, and Microsoft will know this as well obviously when they take over, I think that Warzone 2 will be made knowing that it's going to be a very popular game and it's going to be even bigger and better than Warzone that we have now. I think the MW engine is just not cutting it. I feel like, I know we've had an upgrade to the Vanguard engine, but the game is just a fucking mess. It's almost like they've just said to themselves, we can't fix fucking Warzone, let's just make a new Warzone, because it's terrible, guys. It's the worst game to be playing right now, unfortunately. But that's a separate video. I'll probably make a video entirely talking about that topic specifically in the future at some point. But what we need to take from this tweet, guys, it says that the next 3 Call of Duty games will release on PlayStation. Now, that is good news, okay? Obviously that's putting PlayStation users at rest for the next 3 years. However, well, the next 2, because if you count this year, but you know what I'm trying to say. The next 3 titles will release on PlayStation. However, why would they point out and bring up that the next 3 titles will release on PlayStation if that didn't mean after these 3 titles have released and exclusivity is ended for PlayStation? I don't understand why they would bring this up and say this. The next 3 Call of Duty games will release on PlayStation if they didn't plan for Call of Duty to go exclusive to Xbox after these next 3 titles are released. Because surely they would just say, don't worry PlayStation users, Call of Duty will be staying on all platforms, Sony platforms, PC, Xbox, everything. Don't worry. But instead, they've reported that the next 3 Call of Duty games will release on PlayStation as part of the PlayStation and Activision partnership, which I've explained is the exclusivity deal. So once that deal is finished and the next 3 titles are released, I'm quite worried for PlayStation users, because I don't understand why they've worded it and said that. This could suggest that Call of Duty could be going Xbox exclusive, and if that is the case, which I doubted until I actually saw this tweet, I thought that the realism is that it would be quite stupid in my opinion for Microsoft to do this, because they would be losing money. Like, yeah, okay, they've bought Call of Duty, they own everything under Activision Blizzard's umbrella now, all the games, including Call of Duty. They own Call of Duty, they could then put it on Game Pass, okay? But why would they put it Xbox exclusive? It doesn't make sense. They would still be making a lot of fucking money off people buying the game on Sony's platform. I don't understand why they would do this, because it really doesn't make sense. So, yeah, like I said, it could be nothing, but it is quite worrying the way they've worded this tweet and the way they've quoted what Xbox have actually said. I've said it in past videos, if they do go Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox entirely, that is not going to sit well with the community at all, and I think it is a very big mistake if Xbox do that. I think they will lose a lot of money because they will lose ultimately a lot of the player base, because, you know what I'm saying, PlayStation has the exclusivity deal going for them with Call of Duty right now. I think the majority of the player base is probably actually PlayStation, I'm not gonna lie. I can't back it up with statistics, I'm just kind of speculating and guessing. But PlayStation is one hell of a popular platform, and I think the PlayStation 5 has sold more units than the Series X. And I think the PS4 sold more units than the Xbox One. I honestly think there's more players on most games that come from PlayStation. I've said it in multiple videos in the past, and if you asked me a few days ago, do I think that Call of Duty will ever go exclusive to Xbox, I would have said no. And to be fair, I still stand by that answer. I still think it won't, but I think it's quite worrying and concerning the way they've worded this tweet, and it's just quite worrying for the future, long term. I mean, obviously we know that it's not going exclusive right now, but long term, could it go exclusive? We honestly don't know. I think it would be pretty dumb business, because Warzone is Activision and soon to be Microsoft's cash cow, and for them to remove all players on an opposing console is ludicrous. It's crazy, because you're then removing a very wide percentage of your player base, therefore ultimately losing money. And Microsoft and PlayStation aren't actually that opposing anymore. In fact, I don't think they ever really were. But if you look at the Twitter and stuff, they often interact on Twitter and Instagram. They often collaborate. And I think that's great, because what they are basically doing is putting the whole console war thing to bed. I think both consoles, including PC, they all do the same thing. Of course, different consoles have different benefits, different upsides and downsides. Things like exclusives. On paper, the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation, but the PlayStation, in my opinion, only has a few, but I think the few exclusives that it does have are amazing. The Spider-Man games, I fucking love Spider-Man. That game appeals to me massively, and that's swayed me almost to getting a PS5. I only got a Series X because that was all I could get my hand on, because, you know, stock is an issue at the minute with the newer gen consoles. Unfortunately, I've never seen it this bad before. I don't know if it's because of the big C that's going off, or I don't know what it is, but it's crazy. I think it's to do with some of the chips or something, the manufacturing chips that go inside the consoles. Apparently there's very low stock of them, and the manufacturers can't buy them in to put them in the consoles. So there's a very limited amount of consoles that are being manufactured. But anyway, that's a different video. That's a different topic, subject altogether. My point is that Microsoft and Sony, PlayStation, aren't enemies in the market. They are friends. So for them to just spit in the face of Sony like that is very savage. It's very far-fetched. I don't think it'll happen, I honestly don't. So let me know what you guys think down below. I think this tweet is quite misconstrued. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're quoting from Phil Spencer or some shit. I'm not entirely sure. But I think it is quite worrying. But I still stick to my guns and don't see it going exclusive. I see it coming to Game Pass, and I see exclusivity being swayed to Xbox eternally, forever, after this PlayStation exclusivity deal is up in the next 3 years, according to this tweet anyway. That's what I'm guessing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you did enjoy, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I've been Clements, you've been absolutely amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and take care.